Wow, really? I can understand why that's the case. My son went to a higher school last year, and the amount of data I had to give, not just on my son, but on me and my wife. Higher ed schools have an incredible amount of financial information, which I get for scholarships and loans and things like that, but they probably have more financial data on me and my wife than my bank and my home mortgage company today. So if you're a higher ed school, you are amassing, social security numbers, credit information, loans, assets. You have information on health, allergies, specific conditions, gender orientation, things like that. So I can totally understand why that data would be attractive for bad people to get their hands on. That's pretty lucrative data. I think it really happens mostly because if you think of a university today, they have multiple schools, and a lot of those schools have their own technology infrastructure, they have their own data stores. And what that means is if you are, for example, a higher ed customer with you have a bunch of Salesforce clouds, you may have marketing cloud, you may have vendor solutions. Everywhere there is data, right? There's student data, there's information on enrollment, information on advancement, information on fundraising. So when you think about it, it's incredibly hard to apply universal controls from a data privacy and strategy perspective. How do you make sure that you can comply with regulations like GDPR, CCPA? How do you make sure you can comply with HIPAA? How do you make sure that if somebody makes a request for their information to be removed, you can even identify them? Because the business school may have information on by email, and the med school may have it based on student ID, and the financial office may have it based on SSN. The fact that we can't even uniquely identify a student across the entire higher ed brings a whole set of challenges, and to address them, you really need to have a seasoned enterprise architecture perspective. Specifically, when you think about the incredible transformation that higher ed is doing with Salesforce, there is an incredible opportunity, and I think a significant risk, if not done right, of how you manage data for privacy and security. That reminds me, actually, we are talking in a few days about data privacy and security for higher ed and nonprofits. So it's Jonathan and Tim from Salesforce.org and myself. Join us, and we'll have a great conversation and hopefully some green tea. Cheers.